Test, test. Recording. Dr. Schwartz and SAS Miller have both personally requested that I do these audio recordings. My name is Newt Hogarth. I'm the head of archival research at the Institute for Paranormal Research and Development. These audio recordings will be read from the printed files that the Institute carries. Each recording will be of one incident file. If you have any questions, please feel free to contact me or my staff directly. Recording begins. File of incident 09-001-01. Note: due to the nature of this incident, any and all private logs of staff of any rank associated with 09-001 are to be added to the filing and will be referenced for research purposes. Transcription of interview with 09-001-01. Date: 1st of March 2018. Time: 14:36. Interviewee: 09-001-01. Interviewer: Dr. Cecil Schwartz. Begin transcription. The interviewee sits down at the table. It is wearing a black hoodie, no brand, no print, and blue-colored jeans paired with white but dirty sneakers. Dr. Schwartz: good day. I trust you have found your way here without a problem. 09-001-01, and the following referred to as 01. Your institute is hard to find. This doesn't look all that official, so I had to look around for a bit. That would explain why you are late. You made an appointment at the front desk, correct? Yes. Well, usually I would not take a case like this, but you must be aware that this is highly inappropriate procedure, yes? Be that as it may, you have left quite the impact with our receptionist, so I wanted to meet you in person. An impact? I usually don't have any kind of impact on people. 01 uses his hands to air quote. That is precisely why I have personally taken this case. Not only was the receptionist completely unable to remember your face, it was also distorted on the camera feed, and I have personally tried to remember it and failed several times now. Yeah, I saw you look at your notes a couple of times. If they are about me, I can't imagine much being in them. Very well. We have found it difficult to find any information on you at all. The assumption of our technician was that you are a government agent of some kind, but according to their files, you are not that either. You seem to be quite interested in how boring I am. That's a nice change of pace. You came here with an inquiry, correct? Or with some sort of story to tell? No one could quite remember what you told them when you first arrived here. Yes, I kind of have. I mean, really, it doesn't seem all that special if you think about it. Unremarkable. That's what my therapist used to say back when I still had one. I personally don't know when this started, but it is definitely getting worse by the day. First, it was only little stuff, you know. I do not. As a matter of fact, I would appreciate if you could elaborate on the details. We are not here for a friendly chat, and the more we know, the best we can understand. Please, go on. Oh, okay, so, what I mean is kind of stuff like at the coffee shop, when they write your name on the little thing around the cup, and it's not a complicated name at all, but they started getting it wrong all of a sudden, and not only one place, but all of them, and not just spelling or anything. The whole name was different after a while. 01 sighs and raises its arms to the hood of the sweater to grasp its head, presumably. Look, I get that doesn't seem odd, but it really, really was. My friends stopped calling. Then they stopped texting, and after a while, even stopped calling or texting back. Even if I had asked them something multiple times over, they would all always say the same. Oh, I just forgot, or oh, I must have misplaced my phone for a bit. But that wasn't true. I taught my therapist about this. She just told me that if we feel lonely, some things just seem like they are done on purpose. I believe her, of course. Why wouldn't I? She's a professional after all. But then my mum stopped returning my calls, and well, my brother and father too, and work too. They didn't even include me in the shift plan anymore, so I felt really terrible at some point. I even stopped going to work at all. We have found a steady cash flow going into your account. It has been unchanging for 18 months now. When did you stop going to work? I I don't know, about a year ago maybe. I guess someone just forgot to stop paying me. All things considered, that isn't too bad, right? Anyway, things became really, really weird after that. I could go basically anywhere. Started testing how far I could push it before people would get mad at me. Then I started pushing it too far so they would. Having people shout at you still better than, you know, not interacting with anybody at all. Long pause. 01 can be heard producing a sniffling sound. Well, just a tiny, just a tiny bit ago, even that stopped. Now it's like I'm walking around a dreamland, surrounded by people, but all alone still. I read that you guys are kind of into weird shit, so I thought you might be able to help me in some way. This ain't. Look, this shit ain't normal. It has to be some kind of fucked up curse or some shit. Something really weird, right? We are not into weird shit. We are a scientific institution. However, your specific case warrants further study. You may accompany me to the facilitations wing, where you will be designated a personal space while we try to appropriately react to your specific case. Oh, okay, so you're like a hotel for people like me that you then also kind of do science with? No, but you may follow me now. Yeah, no need to yell at me, man. I'm sorry, I'm right behind you. No, you will walk in front of me. I might forget you are there at all if I can't keep my eye on you. Yeah, smart. Okay, I guess I'll lead the way. 01 and Dr. Swartz stand up and leave the room. End transcription. 01-001-01 was escorted to the holding cells and assigned to holding cell 1. After Dr. Schwartz's review of the transcript, a medical team was dispatched to holding cell 1, where they found the dead body of 09-001-01. The cause of death was determined as severe dehydration. There were scratch marks on the wall as well as on the door. 09-001-01 was partially missing the fingernails of its right hand, not including the thumb, as well as the first 3 fingers of the left hand. The broken off nails were retrieved around a carving in the concrete wall of holding cell 1. Furthermore, 09-001-01 broke its right foot and left hand, presumably on impact with a hard surface. Strands of brown hair with varying length, from 3 up to 12 centimeters, were also retrieved, most likely ripped out of a scalp with great force. Pieces of skin were found alongside the hair. After medical examination, the corpse of 09-001-01 and remaining biological tissue were cremated. Holding cell 1 is to undergo standard corpse decontamination procedures. The writing on the wall is to be removed and the carvings are to be patched up or filled with concrete. There were many illegible writings scratched into the cell wall, but the only one that could be read was written in human blood and stated, "Don't forget my face." It was removed during decontamination. As of the last update of this document on the 1st of April 2018, it is unknown what caused the properties of 09-001-01. However, private logs of staff that came into contact with 09-001-01 are to be added to the file and reviewed for signs of contamination with an 09 instance. Any and all attempts to record 09-001-01's face have failed, and it is unknown what gender or ethnic background they were. Dr. Schwartz has categorized these informations as irrelevant. Private log of Dr. Cecil Schwartz. Date 1st of March 2018. 11 p.m. I do not usually use this function. However, I believe today to be remarkable enough to note down a few thoughts. I have noticed a certain lack of productivity regarding my staff today. It even caused me to lose track of time for several hours, hours in which I seem to have not worked at all. Furthermore, I have misplaced an audio file that I distinctly remember holding onto for a very important reason. I will take appropriate actions to discipline staff. Wasting their own time is bad enough, but dragging me down with them is unacceptable. End log. No contamination of Dr. Cecil Schwartz could be detected. Private log of Emilia Rosenberg. Date 2nd of March 2018. 6:30 p.m. Good day and fuck you. I am writing this entry because it is the only way to be productive without doing something that this blown up asshole Schwartz wouldn't like. Plus I know these are private, so I can rant a bit about what a fucking dickhead that guy is. Discipline my ass, wasting my time, my fucking ass. It is bad enough that he calls me a receptionist. Bitch, I'm the one keeping the tech of this underfunded piece of shit agency running. Just because you have literally no other office for me to work in, you massive knob. Plus, he gets angry at me because he can't remember where he put the fucking file regarding some file. How about you stop using paper, you ancient monolith of wrinkled stupidity and pseudo-intellectualism, and get with the times? End log, 7 p.m. No contamination of Emilia Rosenberg could be detected. Note: no internal disciplinary actions against Miss Rosenberg will be taken on the grounds of private logs. End file. Well, as interesting files go, this is certainly one for the ages. It's the first ever file of the Institute to be printed out and stored as a hard copy, and now an audio recording. The nature of some of these files is that they can't be stored digitally, even though Ms. Rosenberg gave it a valiant attempt in the years following this. But the truth remains still. Audio recordings like this and printing them out seems to be the only way that the Institute can store its data properly in some of these cases. In the future, I will be recording some of these printed files to make sure that an audio version is available for easier access. End recording.